All right, a little more information about this building. Another interesting tip, you can see up above my shoulder, there's kind of a wall up above me there. At one time, when we were breeding low, we would use that end of the arena for stalls, so that wall came all the way down to the floor with a couple of split doors, so that half of the arena was stalls where we kept the brood mares and people that bring mares in to breed and whatever. And so that was the, that was the brood mare end down there. And so that made this 50 by 160 a whole lot smaller to ride in the winter. So, interesting. Horses like, for example, Blue Continental, my first world champion in the reining, was trained in the 50 by 80 part of this building, in the wintertime. And then out in the summertime, she'd go to the outdoor arena, which was nothing like what's out there now. There was about a 60-foot spot at the end of a grassy area that came from downhill, and I'd run as fast as I could from back there, and it was headed toward the barn. When I'd hit the 60 feet, I'd say, whoa, and she learned to stop there and could darn near go the full 60. So it's interesting how we have adjusted our training. Could I build a reiner in here now? I can get a good foundation on one. They do learn they understand what whoa means. They know how to steer. They know how to speed up, slow down, and turn around especially. Can I get them trained up like I did in Texas? Can I get them trained up like I can when they get outside in the spring? Absolutely not. But boy, do they have a cool foundation. I learned something when I was riding in here, especially when I'd come up from Texas to events and shows up north, and I'd have to ride them in here. Boy, they could barely fit. I could barely lope them in here. But by the end of about 3 or 4 days, they started to feel pretty good. And interestingly, they were better after having spent some time in this little indoor. I think we just kind of herd them around when we've got big arenas. In here, they got to learn how to frame up, pick their back up, shove those hocks up there and do things right in a small space. And so there's, interestingly, some advantages to having a small arena. Would I like to have a bigger one? Please. Yeah, but this is it. This is where we play now.